I'm willing to say this now because it's an easy prediction to make. Look, Doge over in America, led by Elon Musk, turned out to be an absolute failure. Nowhere near, nowhere near the amount of predicted cuts it even came close to. It even ended up cutting things such as civil aviation, which has led to, well, disaster. You've seen they got rid of flood warnings, which again led to deaths. Hurricane warning sirens, which again led to deaths. They cut stuff so drastically over in America, it created huge problems. And now you've got a very similar unit, led, of course, by Reform UK over here, called the Department of Local Government Efficiency, or DOGL. I think you would probably say it. I think that's the acronym, but they're still calling it Doge, but whatever. And quite rightly, a lot of councils and especially opposition groups are questioning all these Doge reviews. Why do you need a Doge review? You know what this spending is. It's public. But no, the reason why they are doing this is because they labor under this far-right fantasy that secretly, like, stashed away under all these council desks is like a pile of buried treasure, or like, the secret council credit card that has a couple of extra million quid on, that, just gets spent on frivolous things. But that's not the case. Councils under austerity have been pretty much cut to the bone. There is no more money to cut. This is what they are going to find. And this is why it's going to be very interesting in Kent, where apparently in the next full council meeting, this is when we'll find out. So, what, a month, 2 months' time, I think the next full council meeting is? We'll find out what Doge found. And then it's on its way to other councils. And that is where we're going today, because Farage was recently over in Lancashire. I know we're White Rose country here, but we will go over to Lancashire and we'll show them some support. So let's have a look at here what some of the opposition leaders have been saying about this Doge review and questioning why they need such a review into, the council finances, where we have said multiple times, not only does the council have its own internal audit teams, but it will also regularly get audited by external audit teams as well. So let's go diving into this. But before we do that, as always, please do remember to click on the like, share, and of course, subscribe button down below as well. And of course, don't forget to ring the bell as well. And of course, down below, there's the Patreon page. There's the Buy Me Coffee link where you can buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button. And of course, as always, there is the YouTube membership button down below as well. So thank you very much to everyone who does help and support the channel that way. Anyway, let's crack on then into this. So, opposition groups question council's Doge review. So, plans by Reform UK to bring in a team of central advisors to try and scrutinise Lancashire County Council's operation now being questioned by opposition members. The Reforms Department of Government Efficiency is already working in some local authorities that the party has run since the May local elections. Some opposition councillors in Lancashire have said that they are very worried about the information that the Doge team would have access to at County Hall and how they could use it. And this is all it. What is this information? What information are they asking for exactly? Once they have that information, what exactly are they going to do with it? Because this could lead these councils, depending on how this information gets used or abused, this could lead these councils paying out huge fines if this leads to like a data breach or breaks GDPR. Is Reform UK going to be, shelling out the money for when those data breaches happens? No, they're going to let the council pay for it. They're not going to pay a single penny. So, but of course, the council's deputy leader, Simon Evans, said that any efficiency findings are now being done in partnership with the councils. Agreements are, of course, still being sorted out, and we're not at that point yet, but it will happen soon. Opposition group leaders, the independent councillors, Al-Rizali, said that he would, of course, meet the chief executive, Mark Wynne, to discuss his concerns about how any Doge visit would, of course, sit with the local authorities' GDPR obligations. Again, if it breaks this in any single way, this council is going to get sued for a heck of, well, it's going to get fined a lot of money. And it might even get sued as well on top of that. So Ali, of course, said that people call it Doge, but I call it Dodgy. There is no structure to it. I just think that it's a way of trying to deflect from all the very difficult decisions that the new reform administration needs to make. Again, very true indeed. No date, of course, for when the Doge team will arrive at County Hall in Preston has been set. Something that the Conservative group leader, AD Rigg, said was, of course, very disappointing. We are now almost, of course, 12 weeks on from the local election, and the County Council still hasn't provided any update or shared any communication with councillors as to how this process might work or what safeguards are in place. Again, very true. 12 weeks on, still no information how this works, what safeguards are in place. No safeguards are down in Kent, as far as we know. They've just gone and done it. Anyway, while, of course, he said he would welcome Doge's visit, it was, of course, highly unlikely that the team would, of course, uncover any scandal or ridiculous waste of taxpayers' money. But Reform UK Evans said that we have already found about £500 million of government bonds bought by the last administration that are now only worth 120 million, and we are finding out quite a lot. Again, I don't know how much, again, this is true, of course, but we'll see. Like I say, it's from Reform UK. Anything that they bring to light, I would hugely question. I would hugely question, of course, on this. The leader of the council's Labour group, Mark Clifford, said also expressed his concerns about how all this sensitive data would then be analysed and used by the Doge team. Where will all this information actually end up? These entrepreneurs who are part of the Doge team, are they saying what they're going to do it for free? Does that, of course, mean that they are never going to sell any of this information on? That they are never going to apply it now to any contract at any council in the UK in the future? Again, valid concern. That once they've had this information, once they've seen it, what happens? You know? And we've seen this in America. Elon Musk used this information to try and undo and win other government contracts because he could see what those contracts were. And normally those contracts are quite secret. Is the same now going to happen in the UK? Sounds like it. But Evans said that, of course, many people get Doge all wrong. They think it is all about cutting. It's really not. It's about finding waste and redirecting it to the front line. You mean cutting? Because, again, what waste? You know? But Ali, of course, went on to say that if there is waste, we've got over 53 councillors who have time on their hands who can come in and obviously start going them through the books. This is a complete waste of time. Reform BBC has approached Reform UK's national headquarters for comment, and of course, no comment has been forthcoming. So, as usual, all these questions about this, and oh, don't worry, we're just looking for waste. We're not making cuts. We'll see, because everything that language that the councillors have said and stuff about this Doge unit is all wrapped up saying, oh, we're just making efficiency savings. Well, yeah, that's what the Conservatives said during austerity as well. Because that's how cuts became. Once cuts became very politically a toxic word to say, it became efficiency savings. We're cutting waste. And they're just continuing on in that very same tradition. So, as always, all these Doge reviews, they're not going to find anything. There's no big scandal or anything like that. And again, I would question any claim they would make. I would question any claim that they would make. And when you have, all these councillors sitting around and doing nothing, and again, what are they doing exactly? Because it doesn't seem like these reform councillors that have been elected are doing quite a lot, to be honest. Why aren't they going through the books? Why aren't they looking for this waste? Oh no, they're waiting for this special team. So, anyway, as always, let me know what you think about all this. Do you have a Doge team at your local council? Have you had a representative been appointed the leader of a Doge unit yet, like in Kent or Durham? Let me know. As always, we'll see you all next time.